Wow. I think I got another one to start on here. How y'all doing? Looking over the hood of this truck, I don't see a whole lot left to do with this motor. It's pretty good here. It's a nice sunny day in Florida. It's a hurricane coming, and isn't that lovely? All right, well, so I told you I'd keep y'all up to date on this Mustang. Remember, I bought an 87 GT a couple weeks ago, and I started doing some work on it, and the more I fool with it, well, under the hood anyway, engine related, the more problems I find. And you know, it drove itself home, so it runs, but it just runs terrible. And it's a speed density car, and those things, they're finicky. You can't really do much modification, and that's something I don't really care for. I like cams and changing the induction system so that it'll actually make some horsepower. But you know, I could just drive it stock, if I could get it to run right. But man, it's filthy under there, and man, I just hate a grease ball motor. I like this. That's what I'm talking about. Well, let me show you. I got the intake off of it now. I got the car all up in the air, and I've been working on it, and looking at stuff, and it's just, it's kind of a mess under here. I pulled the intake, and I'm just finding filth and dirt and crud everywhere. It's black all up under there, black down in the ports, and look at the black, and it's just, like it's running real rich the whole time it's been running. I guess it has. It's just, it's not terribly dirty on the inside. I think some of that sand and you're looking at was spilt when I pulled the intake off, because it's all back here. It's all back in there. Just a real filth ball, and I just don't like that. I don't like it. And the whole engine bay is dirty. Fortunately, I don't see any rust. I don't see any rust going on, and nothing like that. It'll clean up. Everything will clean up, but it's filthy, and I don't like that. So I'm thinking about, I know, getting involved in another one. Something happened. Look how dirty it is all up under the hood. So I've just been figuring out some things on these cars, and it's making me like the car. It's a sunroof car, and there's just been some things I've learned about them. But this particular one has actually got some pretty good things about it, which, like up underneath, drag you all up under here. These torque boxes are actually in real good shape, and there's no rust or nothing like that up under here at all. Let me see if I can get over here, get a little better view. Yeah, I mean, can y'all see that? It's pretty good, I have to say. For it's. Yeah, torque boxes are important because you can see how difficult that's going to be to change. And I heard they do rust out on these GTs, on these Fox bodies. All that stuff is solid underneath this car. It's actually pretty solid underneath of it all, the whole thing. And it's got an aluminum drive shaft. I guess that's factory. I guess it is. But, the car really, I don't know if you can look all up under there and see stuff, but it's all right. I mean, when I put the jack stands under it, it wasn't any give to it at all. Yeah, and there's a lot of weight because on these Fox bodies, the whole motor is out in front of the jack stands. It's a unibody car, which means that the floor, now there is some rust here, and I'm gonna have to fix that. But that's really all that it has, just right there for some reason. And then the rest of it is real good. Real good. Yeah. There's something right there. Okay. Yeah, this side doesn't really have a thing. This is the passenger side. No. It really doesn't have anything going on there. That exhaust pipe's in the way, but there you go. So anyway, there's some good things about the car, but man, that motor, ooh. So I learned something. When you see this right here, see that little funny part right there? And there's one exactly like it on the other side. It's actually worse than the driver's side. I've been putting my finger on it, but you know what that is? That is a stress part. It's a stress point. What I found out from people launching the car, because it is a unibody, it twists. And even though it really hadn't done any real damage, you do the body work right here over again, it'd be okay, but it needs to have the frame tied. And it's a flaw in the Fox bodies from the factory. And people do a cross brace, across there, and like a triangle looking thing. They do that too, to brace up the front end. And it'll help with stuff like that. But they also do the weld-in frame ties underneath there. That's what it needs, frame ties, because it's a unibody. So I got some work to do, and I'm just not going to be in a hurry with it. I don't know, what the time frame is on it. And every time I turn the news on, there's something going on, that's not good, one thing or another. And it may never get done if we're all running for our lives one of these days, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that we don't have all that going on, and I can finish this car. Not that this car is at the whole world, it's certainly not. But, for me, it's my next, latest, whatever you want to call it, project. And it's important to me. So I think the car's got real good bones, and I want to go ahead and see what I can do. So, because I got the truck pretty well where I want it, other than it needs a paint job. And needs a paint job, but it runs good. Runs real good now with that 360 in it. And so I got something else here to fool with. And we'll see what happens. I'm learning about these cars, and I'm considering swapping it over to Mass Air. And if I pull the motor out and put a cam in it and all that stuff, I'm going to have to, because you can't really do that with Speed Density, from what I'm understanding. Speed Density doesn't like it. It's a different deal. It measures vacuum and from the engine, and when you put a cam in it, you lose a lot of vacuum. When you put a sizable cam, you lose vacuum, and then the computer's all confused, and you've got a bunch of problems. And that's what's wrong with Speed Density. Although some people can get them to work, but not with a real radical. Even a halfway radical engine causes a lot of problems. They act like you can't do anything in the camshaft area, just hardly anything at all. So that's, if I'm going to go through all this work, I'm going to go ahead and, there's Beverly. Well, she was there for a minute. I don't know where she went. I saw her pop out of the corner of my eye. But anyway, I'm not going to put it all back together, and it runs just, 250 horsepower and that's all there is. Nah, it's gonna have to be a little better than that. So there's a lot of work pulling these motors, as you know. And so I'm gonna learn more about these Fox bodies and figure out everything I gotta do and what I gotta do, and I'll let you guys know, because I'm interested in maybe a cam swap and some heads and just rebuild the bottom end, kind of stock, I guess, rings and bearings. I don't know if I'll do a 331? They do that with Fords. I know they got a 347. It's all up in the air right now. I wasn't expecting to see as dirty an engine as that is. It's just one of my pet peeves. I hate a super dirty engine. It just feels like it's got to come out and get cleaned up and painted and then put back in, and everything's fresh. That's what I like. I'm just weird. I don't know. That's part of my gearhead sickness, I guess. But y'all understand, or you wouldn't be watching my channel. So, alright. Please like and subscribe. I got some more videos coming. I'm going to probably pull that 302 down and see what's going on with it. It's only got 58,000 on a speedometer, and the inside of the car looks really nice. It's a nice interior in that car. So it makes me want to do it. The body's not bad at all. A few little things. But. All right. I'll see you guys later.